My people, how are you? Now, Pep Guardiola has gone ahead to congratulate Mikel Arteta and Arsenal upon lifting the Premier League title. Now, we also have a say about what Pep would have gone ahead to think about this season and also about Arteta's childhood friend, who they come with from Basque, who went ahead to do a very big job in seeing Arsenal not go to the final day to lift the league. So, welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment, and share. For all watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and you guys are having a very wonderful day in there for you. And obviously, we all know to it that Tuesday was one of those days that Arsenal fans will never forget. That's why they are still obviously surrounding Emirates every other day that really passes by. The entire world is seeing Arsenal fans go on parading their triumph walks in there for you and celebrations. And guess what? It's not gonna stop. Now, let's obviously get into this and see what Pep said about Arsenal. He said, Pep Guardiola, that I need to congratulate Arsenal, Mikel, and the back room staff, the fans for the Premier League, which they deserved. I would love to have arrived. I would love to have arrived in the last moments. Today the fatigue was there. Bournemouth had 12 players had 12 days to prepare. The impact from the fresh players was not good enough. So Pep Guardiola came out and obviously hailed Arsenal for winning the league, and he was like, he never wanted them to win it onto the second last fixture of the season. He was like, they needed to obviously win it on the final day to stretch them a little bit, you know. But if you've been a follower of this channel, I'm one of those people who came out and told you that I don't see that happening. I said it because I knew to it that the club known as Arsenal was going to obviously put out a fight, and Bournemouth was supposed to obviously stop City. Because if you are asked the best club in the Premier League this season, it has been Arsenal. But the best club in the league hosted Bournemouth, and Bournemouth beat Arsenal by 2-1 at the Emirates, moreover. You understand? Now, if they went ahead to do that at the Emirates, what would you expect when they are obviously gonna be playing at what we call the Vitality Stadium when Man City is there? Because Man City is not the best team in the league, you know, and I don't think that there is a team that has gone ahead to beat Bournemouth home and away. And most of the teams have gone ahead to pay Bournemouth a visit. They can testify that it's a hard ground to obviously take 3 points in there for you. So this is what we call the sporting spirit, and he wished them and congratulated Mikel Arteta and the backroom staff. And I think deep inside himself, he knows that he's the man who is obviously going to be talked about a lot, because he's the one who used to tell Mikel Arteta, even when he was a player at Arsenal, that please do for me some analytical breakdown onto the opponent that Barcelona or Bayern Munich is obviously going to be playing in the Champions League. That is it. And when he came to the Premier League, he told Arteta that for me, I see a good manager in you, because Pep knows to it that midfielders make good managers because they have to think for everyone on the pitch. So I think as everyone is hailing Arteta, there is no way you can obviously not include the name of a player known as Mikel Arteta, because Arteta knew to it that he could do the coaching when he was with Pep Guardiola, meaning that Pep is that one man who went ahead to see what others never saw in Mikel Arteta. And it's a 5-finger salute to Pep Guardiola. Man, what you are doing is really very, 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 very unusual. So Pep added and said, we fought a lot and we prepare next season. With the club, I always talk, but now the first thing you should understand, I have to talk with the chairman first. We will talk in the next few days. First, we have to talk with the chairman. what we have to do. Now, Pep has been on the edge of quitting City for I think the previous 3 seasons. And the owners have always gone ahead to go onto their knees and obviously pleaded for him not to leave the club. You understand? So, in the due course, a lot of things have gone ahead to happen, and it has resulted into Pep Guardiola coming to his best in negotiation of the deal and has been given huge monies. This time around, I think the decision is made and his bosses are still again pleading for him to stay. But it looks like Pep has already gone ahead to make his mind and he wants to leave City because he knows to it that now, if he doesn't leave, it might see him washing his clothes and then lining them in the dirt. You understand? Because the coming in through of Mikel Arteta, Michael Carrick, Enzo Maresca, look at other managers that have gonna obviously do great. De Zerbi coming at Spurs and very many more. I tell you, that doesn't leave his side and competitiveness in a good place, because he knows to it that every other season that passes by, the Premier League goes ahead to obviously earn more money, and these teams continue to hire big players. We've gone ahead to see teams in the 15th spending more than Real Madrid and Barcelona, and to show you that the Premier League is really very competitive. A team that has been relegated, that is Burnley, got more money in as far as rewards are concerned than Barcelona. You understand? So guys, I want to let you know, it's not all that easy, to obviously compete in the Premier League. And I think if there is anything he needs to do, he needs to take a sabbatical. And I think he has understood that a sabbatical is indeed needed at the club of, in the Premier League, because it's obviously going to be hard. And I think his calculations might be he wants to take over a national team. Though for me, I believe he's still so much young to dedicate himself to a national team. All I think he should do is take a sabbatical and maybe look out for a more juicier job. And I don't know where he's obviously going to be managing next, but all we know about Pep Guardiola, he likes challenges. That is it. He likes challenges, and what you say he cannot do, he obviously goes, takes a sabbatical, and obviously comes up with something surprising. But for Mikel, obviously, he has to be the reason. He has to be one of the biggest reasons for Pep to leave, because they've always said that you need always to know when to leave. That's what makes you successful, So, in his calculations, he believes Arteta is having the fire in his belly, to come up and obviously compete at all fronts against all other sides. Now, if Arteta continues to conquer the Premier League, that means Pep Guardiola would have gone ahead to groom a monster, in Arteta. And seated way back, maybe in Spain or wherever he will be, he will always praise himself as that one man who has gone ahead to put in a very huge shift when it comes to grooming and Arteta and a winner. That is it. So, let's wait and see who, if Pep leaves, who is going to be the king of the new era and the new generation. Now, the manager responsible for stopping Pep Guardiola and giving Arteta the trophy on Tuesday night, known as Andoni Iraola, has said he was asked on if he's expecting a gift from childhood friend Arteta. He said, "It would be lovely. Something. I haven't even checked my phone. I should have at least one text message or something. But it was not because of this game. They are probably going to go and finish it themselves. I'm happy for him because he's done an incredible job. The last few seasons, they've been very consistent." So, in Basque, they grew together. He is his childhood friend, and he has gone ahead, obviously, give him what he deserves. And what does he deserve? He really deserves that congratulatory message. But why would he give him a gift? Because he's doing his job and Arteta has done his job. And one other thing I've gone to love about the statement that Andoni is going to make is he has said they are gonna go ahead and finish the job. And I think what they've gone ahead to help Arteta is that the manager, right, is obviously not gonna use all his players, as we're obviously gonna see in the match preview that we're gonna be dropping tomorrow onto this beautiful channel. So that is how the manager, known as Pep Guardiola, has gone ahead to congratulate the guy himself, known as Arteta. You know, what a way to obviously groom your own successor, not at the club where you are, but in the league where you think they're in a league where you think your influence should proceed to the next manager. And I think Mikel Arteta is really one of those, and he has gone ahead to do a good job. We all know to it that Arteta has also tried to groom others, like Jorginho. Jorginho is obviously one of those players that is doing a managerial course. He started all that at Arsenal, and I think it's Mikel Arteta that saw all that in him. And you never know, Jorginho might come in through and obviously take over a Premier League club one day, one time. So that is it. But Pep, his influence in the modern game as far as coaching and managing players is concerned is undoubted. And if at all you doubt it, then football is not meant for you. Remember, he has now Cesc Fabregas also. He managed him at Barcelona. You know, Company is at Bayern Munich. Arteta is at Arsenal. Then we do have another player, another manager, known as Enzo Maresca, was at Chelsea, won the FIFA Club World Cup, won the Conference League, and it's said he's obviously going to be replacing him at City. Your reactions to Pep congratulating Arteta and Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below. The Sporting, it's called the Sporting Heart or the Sporting Spirit. That's what it calls for. I'm out. Bye-bye. See you later in my next video. I love you all.